More little gem lettuce, even more, and some more. This is crazy. We've got some kind of onion and garlic dip. That's got my name on it.
Yeah, that's got your name on it.
And more.
Let's have a lettuce party.
Day 15. We're at the start of week 3 of this challenge. We're almost halfway through. Well, I had a nice breakfast. I had a small sort of cooked breakfast. I had a corn sausage and an egg and a slice of free bread and a little butter. And very nice it was too. I'm off to my Tai Chi and Qigong lesson very shortly. So let's talk about what we spent this past week. We had £12.86 and I bought a few groceries which came to £4.22. We were left with £8.64. Then I used some porridge oats, £8.43. The food bank was £2.05, that brings us to £6.38. I used half a tin of beans last Saturday and that was 25p, so we're down to £6.13. Then £3.30 for Too Good To Go, we're down to £2.83. Then 50p on some Indian snacks, that brings us to £2.33. 20p for some red lentils and some flour, which brought us down to £2.07. I used a tin of mackerel, which was 55p, and 4 corn sausages. So I was down to 86p. Then last night I used the other half can of baked beans, so that brought us down to 61p. Now Dan suggested that I credited back the £2.20 that I spent last week on spray oil, and my friend Val also agreed with that, because both of them said, well, actually it is a store cupboard essential in terms of oil and seasonings, and you're not going to be using much of it anyway. So I took that on board. I mean, where do you draw the line? I'm a bit of a purist, but I see the point, and I think it's probably a fair point. So if you add the £2.20 to 61p, you get £2.81. Then I thought about what I'd used from the fridge and the cupboard. Well, I used the other 700 grams of potatoes that I had left over last week, so that's a charge back of 63p. I wrote off the cucumber. It had spoiled. Now, it was at the back of our refrigerator, and sometimes things go funny when that happens. It's a very cold refrigerator. It's one of these self-regulating ones, but it does strange things to often cucumber and radishes at times. But I'm not entirely sure that the produce was really fresh from the greengrocers either last week, so I'm just writing that off. Then I used the other half bottle of kefir, so that's 67p. That brings us to £1.30. I weighed a pack of butter, that came to 92 grams. Again, it was Graham's Dairies. It's £1.99 for 250 grams, so that's 73p. That takes us to £2.03. Then we used very little cream cheese, about 18 pence worth. So if we subtract that £2.21 from £2.81, which was our credit balance, we've got a credit carried forward of 60 pence. So if we add that 60 pence to the £12.76, we have £13.36. Now, I've had a corn sausage today and they're 16 pence each, so we've actually got £13.20 this week in the budget to spend. And actually I'm quite happy with that. I mean, it has been a bit of a struggle thinking of interesting meals. We've used quite a lot of the potatoes as well from that 2 kilo bag that we got from the community shop and food bank. And we've used quite a lot of eggs. Our regular weekly ration of half a dozen eggs and 3 pints of milk arrived yesterday from Milk and More, and so far today I haven't started any of those. I had the last of the eggs that we bought during week 2 of this challenge. So we're doing fairly well. I've got some more creative ideas. This week kind of went a bit pear-shaped. I was struggling a bit with fibromyalgia and my back injury. So I just probably put a few things together on the spur of the moment, really. I probably didn't think things through. I'm like that sometimes. I do like to think everything through, but it doesn't always happen. Anyway, happy days. I may get 1 or 2 items today, I don't know, but I'm in a hurry to get to my lesson, so we'll see what happens. So I'll catch up with you later. Well, I'm back from Broadstairs now, and this is all I bought. I bought some carrots, they were 45 pence from Tesco, and in the reduced price section there is this mashed potato which is down to 53 pence. It had been £1.15, so this comes to 98p. Well, it's Friday evening now. Dan's going to be home about 7:15, and it's time to get the supper ready. Tonight I've decided to do something simple. We're having some pasta arrabbiata. I have some conchiglie pasta shells here. These were from Waitrose. I've had them a while, but looking online they come out at about £1.30 for 500 grams, and I'm using 100 grams, so that's 26 pence. And I'm going to use the tin of tomatoes I bought last Friday, along with probably a chilli and some onion. So a very simple supper tonight. I'm going to use about half this tin of chopped tomatoes because it's only for one meal. The other half can sit in the fridge and I'll prepare another recipe in a few days. I've got half a large shallot, that should be enough. I've washed the onion as well, it makes them sweeter. I have a bit of tomato ketchup, couldn't get it out of the bottle. I'm going to add this. It's a useful substitute to something like tomato paste. I'm going to add some Latkes chilli. You can just chop a chilli if you like, depends on what you want in it. splash of balsamic vinegar. Stir everything around. Leave it to cook out a minute or two. I added a few chopped semi-dried tomatoes that I've had in the fridge, but you don't have to do that. You could add 1 or 2 fresh ones if you've got them. I've also added the half tin of tomatoes and about a teaspoon of granulated sugar. That helps to bring out the sweetness. So you've got that acidity of the balsamic vinegar, which helps to bring out the acidity of the tomatoes, and then the teaspoon of granulated sugar, which helps to bring out the sweetness of tomatoes. It's probably sacrilege to use tinned tomatoes. I mean, you could use just chopped tomatoes, either fresh or frozen, and that would make the most awesome arrabbiata. But I don't have the luxury of that on this budget. And it smells good, and it will probably taste good too. I'm going to add a little stock now, and probably a little black pepper. You don't want a lot of stock or water, just a little, just to loosen it a little. It smells really good. That will simmer now over a very low heat until it's cooked all the way through and it's nice and luscious. So get your chops around this, babe. I hope you enjoy it.
I will do. Let's give this a go. It's lovely.
Do you like that?
I do. It's really nice and tasty.
Oh, good. Another cheap meal.
Yeah, it's tomato and...
Tomato, shallot, the usual, some Aleppo chilli. So it's not strong chilli, it's just mild.
That is lovely.
It's the type of chilli that's really popular in Italian food.
Yeah.
Enjoy,
That
tuck
will do.
in.
Thank you.
That's really nice. I mean, you can't grumble, can you? 26p for some pasta. Cheap meal, tasty. Not the Friday night dinner I like to make, but bearing in mind that I've been out for a few hours today and was feeling a bit tired, it's turned out quite well. I've done some paperwork and had a raft, and it's been busy. So I'm signing off now. I'll enjoy the rest of my food, and I will see you for day 16 tomorrow evening. Well, good morning and welcome to day 16. It's a Saturday. Dan's been for a morning swim and I'm about to do a latish breakfast. I have some porridge oats here. There's exactly 65 grams here of good quality porridge oats. So I'll put up on the screen how much that is. Remember, they're £4.20 for the kilo. I'm putting those in the pan and I'm adding some chia seeds. Now I'm going to use probably 3 cupfuls of fluid. I usually do a mixture of milk and water. This is organic milk. I'm going to add 1 of those and then 2 of water. I'm also going to add a pinch of salt, and then that will cook on a low heat, nice and slow, for probably about 20 minutes. And periodically I will keep stirring it. As you know, I use the handle of the wooden spoon rather than the spoon itself. And I'll stir it now. If your oats are quite coarse, it'll probably take about 30. These oats are not quite so coarse and it usually takes about 20 minutes. There we go, look. A good 2 or 3 dollops for Dan. It's very thick, Dan.
Bit like me.
I could have thinned it down a bit, but I think it'll be alright as it is. I don't eat quite so much. Sounds like it's raining again. It always rains in Thanet. Never lived anywhere that rains quite so much, and in fact quite lots of the locals agree with me. I think that's why so many of them go away in the winter. Get your vitamin D3, folks. We all need it to thrive, and it's great for our immune systems.
Give this a go. Perfect.
You like
It's
that?
really nice.
Oh, excellent. Well, that should set you up for a day of decorating.
Will do. I'm going to put a bit of strawberry jam on it.
We do have rather a lot of them.
Yeah. Do you want to share this one?
Yeah.
I'll lean that one. There you go.
I often sell these on eBay, folks. Mostly to people with B&Bs. They're very handy, those sachets, for when you're travelling. They're bon maman. They've only got 3 or 4 ingredients, so they're not ultra processed. I'm having my little bit of porridge. I never eat quite as much porridge as Dan. That's nice. Well, today is a day for doing things. I'm in my jammy bottoms. I make no excuses for that. I'm going to be making a lentil shepherd's pie for dinner tonight, so I'm going to crack on with that soon. We've also ordered a Too Good To Go box from Aldi for £3.30, which Dan will be collecting this evening, so we will unpack it together and let's see what we've got. For lunch, I'm not quite sure. I might make some Latkes, but I'll see how I go with time. I have here 100 grams of dried lentils. Now, these are green lentils. I can't remember exactly how much they cost me, but online they're anything between £1.40 and £1.80. I'm sure I paid less than that for them. It was around £1.20, £1.30. So I'm going to base them on £1.40 for the 500 gram packet. And I've used 100 grams of these, so this is 28 pence worth. These have been soaked overnight and I've drained them through cold running water, and now I'm going to boil them for between 20 minutes and half an hour in 500 millilitres of water. Then I can drain them and rinse them off and use them. These are potato cakes. They were quite popular during the Second World War. So here I am, grating 2 potatoes. How do you think this all going on? We have a food processor to be able to make those great commitment, aren't they? Oh, last year not had one. I'm running so low on onions. This is the last one I saved from last week's ration. I've got half a shallot left as well, that's all. Dan's going to see if he can get down the food bank and find 1 or 2 bits that we really need, because we can't guarantee they're going to be in the supplies we get for the Too Good To Go. So I'm going to grate some of this onion. Normally I'd use a whole onion, but I'm not sure that I can spare a whole onion. The onion has been washed. It brings out the sweetness. That'll do, I've had enough. Ooh, the vapour's off that. I've cut up the rest of the onion and also the shallot. I need to create 2 more dishes today. I'm doing a lentil shepherd's pie and I also want to make a big soup for Dan. This is vegetable based, but you can add chicken or a little red meat if you like. I sometimes buy chicken thighs for the cats. I need to make them some natural cat food today. They're running low on untamed and I think the supplies are coming on Monday, but I'm not sure, it might be a day or so longer. So I'm ostensibly going to nick a bit of the cat's food so that Dan has a bit of protein. I usually sous vide the chicken thighs. That's 150 grams there. The cats have got a little more than that. This is from the butcher, as I mentioned, and I bought this before Christmas. It's been in the freezer. It's a nice bit of protein for him anyway, so I can sous vide this. This is the cat's portion, so what I do is I put it in a Ziploc bag. I get the cheap ones from Poundland. You don't want the biodegradable ones. I need all that liquid for the taurine, it forms a nice jelly. I'll close the Ziploc bag, put it in a pan with some water and cook it off on the stove. It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Now what we need to do with this potato and onion mixture is put it into a piece of muslin. If you don't have muslin, you could probably use a J cloth, but we need to get as much of that liquid out as possible. You don't want all that moisture in there. Take up all the corners. And tighten and squeeze. Do you see all that liquid that's coming out? So we'll keep doing this until all the liquid has been extracted. And then all you do is you unwrap the mixture and put it back in a clean bowl. And then the muslin can also be washed. We usually wash it out and then put it in the dishwasher to sterilise it again. We're adding 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Give that a good mix. You want all the potato and onions to be coated. And then we need a good teaspoon of salt. Mix that through. Then we're going to add some black pepper. It's about a teaspoon. We like a lot of spice in this house. And then we're going to mix in an egg. mix that egg really thoroughly in with all the other ingredients. And these are all natural ingredients. There we go, that's perfect. It's getting towards lunchtime now, so I'll set that aside. I suppose you could say that this vegetable soup and stew base is similar to a Three Sisters stew in ingredients. I don't really have that many vegetables in a house. We haven't got any onions apart from what I've chopped up. We've got carrots, which I got yesterday, and we have got the last of the winter squash. I've got one potato left as well. Oh, I'm going to chuck all that in along with some sweet corn. We're at Spiritualist Church tomorrow, so this is a quick and easy supper because you don't want to be cooking when you get back from church at 5:30 in the evening. So let's chop this up now. You can roast the squash first before doing this. It might be easier if you're cutting it from raw. Just be very careful. The joy of this one though is that you don't have to peel it. It's like butternut squash in that the skin softens as it cooks. See, there's lots of nice seeds in there. So I'll de-seed this now and prep it. So here's the cat's packet. As you can see, it's all nicely cooked with all that juice. That will turn to jelly. So now I can do Dan's packet of chicken. Look at that, that's 100 grams of lentils. That's made a lot. I've got more than I need for the lentil shepherd's pie, so I can add a few to the vegetable stew, which is actually probably more like a big soup, but a lot more nutritious than the stuff you get in a can.
That's really nice. Onion soup.
Yeah, just made with a stock cube.
And a bit of onion. I'll try one of these.
Oh, the Latkes, I hope you like them.
Yeah. Let's try a latke.
They're nice with the kimchi.
They're really nice.
You like that?
They're a bit like a sort of bhaji.
Yes, they are. Well, enjoy your lunch. Miss Robin's waiting for hers.
Oh, look at her little face.
I know, she's beautiful. Well, lunch was a success and very delicious. It certainly makes a change from bread. I'm now about to start cooking up the lentil shepherd's pie mixture. I'm sweating off this bit of onion in a little olive oil. It's barely 2 o'clock and already the light is fading. I don't enjoy the winter months, but comfort food like this helps to keep Dan and I both going. I've added the rest of the ingredients plus 2 heaped teaspoons of chopped tomatoes, some salt and pepper, and a pint of vegetable stock with half a low sodium stock cube. This will cook and thicken now for about 20 to 25 minutes. I've also added some fresh thyme and rosemary from the garden. And cook that off now for another minute or two. Then we'll take the pan off the heat and leave it to cool. Oh, look at that. I'm going to put the potato in now and some sweet corn. There we go. There's about 100 grams of this. This is the lovely shepherd's pie. It might not look very impressive in size, but I think we'll get a good meal out of it tonight, and maybe on Monday, if we can get some eggs, we might end up having leftovers with eggs. And by the time I put the potato on, it will look a bit more substantial. So what I'm going to do now is heat that packet of fresh instant mash that I bought yesterday from the potter bin. Here it is. By rights, we should have eaten it yesterday. However, it looks okay. And it smells okay. It's a good job, because otherwise we'd just be having lentils.
We'd be like the young ones, wouldn't we?
We would. We're already like that. So in Meagre it on full power, chilled, 900 watts, 3 minutes. Stand for 1 minute, peel back film lid, stir and recover, and heat on full power for a further 2 minutes. There we go. So 3 and 2. While that's doing, I'm going to chop some of our homegrown cabbage. It's already been washed. It needs a further wash, and I'll do that once I've chopped it. I think it will just go lovely. Our first cabbage of the season. The others are still overwintering. Stalk looks a bit wanky. There we go. That should be enough. I've prepared some of the reduced price carrots as well that Dan got from Tesco this afternoon. He spent £2.21.
Yeah.
I'm just spooning the mash on. The light's gone out on the oven, so we can put this in. It's quite thick mash, so it's quite like homemade. I would have, personally, if I'd had more time, added maybe a bit of milk to loosen it somewhat, but it'll be okay. It doesn't look very pretty. I'll smooth it over with a fork. It is what it is though, and it'll be perfectly adequate. That's nice. And I'm going to put this in the oven now. That should be ready in about 20-25 minutes. The oven's on 190. There we go. Happy days. And then while that's doing, I'm going to mix up some corn flour and thicken that lovely big soup. That's about 4 dessert spoons. That should be enough. Right. This is the lovely big soup. If it needs any more, I'll wait until I separate them later, and then tomorrow I can thicken them up accordingly. But it'll probably thicken up anyway as it cooks. It's got another couple of hours. There we go. Okay, babe, I'll give you some vegetables first. This one. Look at that. You really can smell it. He thinks it's meat, it's not. There you go, darling.
Lovely, thank you. Let's try this shepherd's pie.
You're proper northern, aren't you, with your bread and butter?
Yeah, even though I'm a soft southern Nancy. That's really nice.
Is it seasoned enough for
Perfect.
you? Trial cabbage.
That's really nice.
You happy with that?
Yeah, homegrown cabbage.
Oh my giddy aunt. Well, I was moaning that we had no salad left, and it looks like people around here don't want to be very healthy this weekend. I'll show you what we've got. Celery. Oh well, celery's really nice in salads, but I also use it in soups and stews. That's terrific. And then we've got little gem lettuces. Now I find that these keep really well. I mean, you've got a few bits of brown on the outside, but nonetheless, once they're out of the packet, we tend to take these out of the packet. We sometimes rebag them. They last quite a while. Dan has got some spicy chorizo and chili cheddar rollitos. They look a bit fancy. They're a nice snackaroonie. And then we have a stir fry that will probably have to be cooked tomorrow. So I've made a massive soup. Oh well, it'll get eaten. More celery.
Fresh from the cellar, that.
Another feta and grain salad. That's your lunch on Monday, Dan.
Ooh, lovely.
Or tomorrow, or whenever. And another one. Oh, well, you can have one tomorrow. And you can have one on Monday. I don't eat it. It's okay.
Nice.
It'll be fine.
There's another one down
We've
there.
got a very cold fridge. 3 feta and grain salads.
So that's 3 days running I've got the same thing, that's all right.
Oh, well, I might have to find some. But it's couscous, so I need to be careful. More little gem, lettuce, even more, and some more. An oak smoked ham and cheddar cheese sandwich, that's nice. I mean, to be honest, we've got such a cold fridge, some of this will last 2-3 days. The lettuce even longer. I think we'll be having a lot of salads.
I think so too. That is healthy.
This is crazy. We've got some kind of onion and garlic dip. That's got my name on it.
Yeah, that's got your name on it.
And more.
Let's have a lettuce party.
Lettuce spray.
Exactly.
Well, you can't say we haven't got salad.
No, we can't.
Well, to be honest, some of this will last a couple of weeks. If we take off the outer leaves and rebag things in our own bags, I find they keep in the fridge a good couple of weeks. So I think we've got a salad here for the next couple of weeks. We haven't got tomatoes, but I think we've certainly got a bit of a healthy feast on our hands. And we've probably got the best part of 12 to 15 quid here, at least. I've never seen so much lettuce.
I said to them at Aldi, it'll put a smile on your face. This is not loads and loads of bread, because I thought there's going to be loads of bread.
I'm actually glad there isn't any bread. Well, there's a sandwich. But I think, by and large, that's pretty amazing. I'm very pleased.
Yes, we'll do them again, I
For
think.
£3.30. Yes. Well, you better book next week's in. Excellent. Well, today has been quite successful. I mean, to be honest, I do feel a bit peckish. I might have to have some toast and jam before I go to bed. It's the only day in the 14 days where I felt hungry. I don't think we've eaten that much today, to be honest, and the weather's quite cold. And even though I haven't been out, I have been quite busy around the house. We're not doing too badly. I mean, I think Monday's tea is going to be the leftover lentil shepherd's pie and salad, or else I'll have lentil shepherd's pie and you can have stir fry tomorrow. That might be the way forward. I can chuck your chorizo things in. Might be quite interesting. Nice. I've got some soy sauce. How do you fancy that?
That sounds very nice.
Healthy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you want an extra pizzazz, well, this soup. So I've got some soup put aside for myself, and then you're getting the chicken version. And I don't think we need dumplings. So we can start with that. And then go on to the second course, maybe.
Yes, that sounds good.
We'll see how hungry we are. We might need to eat soup at lunchtime. We're going to the farmers market tomorrow in Birchington. It's a new farmers market, if it's still on, if the weather is all right. But we're going out and about a bit tomorrow anyway, so probably a bowl of soup will keep us in good stead, won't it?
Yeah.
And there's certainly plenty of salad. You'll be having salad for your lunch, feta salad tomorrow. But yeah, there's about 3 days worth of feta salad for you. Anyway, good night and we'll see you tomorrow.
I have prepared for us tin tomato on toast.
You've got 2 slices of bread.
2 slices, Cat's got 1. Yeah, it's nice enough breakfast.
It fills a hole.
Yeah. Bread hasn't gone too soggy. The tomato will make the bread go soggy. But that's the way it is with tin tomatoes on toast.
Well, welcome to day 17. We're doing pretty well under the circumstances. It's not easy. We've got rather too many lettuces now. I had manifested salad, but they gave us probably the best part of maybe 12, 14 lettuces. I've decided, and Dan agrees, that we will share our bounty with a couple of people. So I'll take some to my piano teacher Jake tomorrow, and my friend Val will get some on Wednesday. And we've still got quite a lot to do meals with. I'm looking forward to having some lettucey meals. We might have Caesar salad without the protein, although I'm sure we can rustle up the old sandwich from somewhere. Rations are Meagre. I must admit, looking forward to the end of this self-imposed challenge and getting stuck into a nice piece of salmon. That's Miss Robin scratching the box. She loves boxes.
You might just see her glowing eyes in the video.
Anyway, I'm going to finish this now, so I'll catch you later. Don and I went to the Birchington on Sea Farmers Market, the brand new event. There was a good variety of stallholders. I had a good chat, as did Dan, to 1 or 2 people that we knew. We don't know them very well, but we've seen them out and about, including the very lovely Molly Pickle artist. And we bought 1 or 2 foodie gifts as well for people, which of course isn't coming out of our personal budget. They are for gifts. When you get to our age, folks, most of the people we know have everything they need. but most of them have in common their love of food. So that's why we tend to buy foodie gifts. Anyway, time's ticking on. Dan's feeding the cats and I'm prepping lunch. So this is what I'm putting together. For Dan, I've decanted one of these lovely feta salads that we had from the Too Good To Go onto a plate. I've mixed through the lovely basil mayo dressing, and he's got a couple of corn fins, and I've taken out the ham from the sandwiches that we had yesterday from the Too Good To Go. I'm having the cheese with the bread, and we've got lurking about in the fridge some of these semi-dried datterini tomatoes, which are very good and need using. We couldn't find any eggs out and about that were at a reasonable price, so all we've got is the ones we have, and I used one yesterday, so we're down to 5. That's one thing I need to get this coming week if I possibly can before Thursday. But if it's a choice between the eggs and the yoghurt, I'll go with the yoghurt. Now I've got this is my lunch. I've got a sandwich, I've taken out the ham, Dan's got the ham, I've got some cheese, and I've put on one of the semi-dried tomatoes, a bit of the garlic dip that we had from the Too Good To Go, salad item from the Too Good To Go, the organic cucumbers from last week's Too Good To Go, and with the radishes. And then I've got some of the lovely garlic dip there, smothered all over. So we're going to tuck into this. So Dan, let me know what you think of this.
Let's try the feta. It's really nice.
You enjoying that?
Lovely.
Is the ham all right?
Try.
It's not the best quality.
Use fingers. Still alive. Yeah, it's nice. I'll try some of this garlic dip.
That's really nice. I like it.
Garlic and herb, by the looks of it. Let's try it with this.
It's very garlicky. It's lovely.
Garlic mayo, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Is that good?
Yeah, lovely.
Well, that was a lovely lunch. The cheese in the sandwich was quite nice. The bread was still fresh. I really like the garlic dip that I had with the lettuce. Those baby jam are nice and crisp. And it was nice with the other crispy ingredients, the cucumber and the radishes. Really tasty, belly nice and full. I was a little bit hungry last night. We did sample some of the soups. Very tasty they are too. I'm having soup for supper tonight. Dan, of course, is having that rainbow stir fry, which I'm doing in with the salami and cheese thing that arrived. Tomorrow is another day. There'll be another feta salad for him and some soup. And I'm going to do something creative with the leftovers of the lentil shepherd's pie. There's not a lot left, but I'll jazz it up a bit with some other ingredients, so we'll feed well. This is Dan's salad for tomorrow. This is feta salad number 2, and I've added some chopped celery to it. And he can take some of his chicken big soup with him as well. That's a good meal. It'll help to keep him going until he gets home for his supper. So tell me what you think of that then, Dan.
Let's have a look. It's really nice.
Those chorizo rolls have been stir-fried along with the veg.
Lovely.
Is it a good combination?
I think so.
I put some tamari soy sauce and some encona in there as well.
It's lovely. It's giving it a bit of pep.
Will you enjoy that? I know it's only humble food, but hopefully it'll fill you up.
Yes, it will. And I've got vinegar water to go with it.
Lovely. Tuck in, babe. And I've got a vegetable broth. It smells nice, it looks nice, and it tastes nice because I tried it last night. Nice big old bowl full there. I've got a little bit of mint sauce because I like mint sauce. We haven't done much filming today. Some days you just don't dig it. So I'm going to enjoy my flavourful soup, and I will see you all tomorrow for day 18. So night all. Good morning and welcome to day 18. I've just taken delivery of the Cat's Untamed subscription. They were running low on food. Thankfully now they've got a new batch. I've just had breakfast. I had one of the free kiwi fruits that my mill sent last week. Nice and ripe. The others are still not quite ripe enough. One of them is okay, and that may go in Dan's salad box for tomorrow, or I might just put it aside for him so he can eat it whole. They were like bullets. Anyway, the one I've had was very nice, and I've had a few Californian almonds. We've got a big jar in the store cupboard. Nuts are full of protein. Fortunately, I'm not allergic to nuts, and neither is Dan. And I find a few nuts can keep me going that bit longer. I've had one medium slice of half and half toast with some Marmite and a little bit of butter. We've had full bellies for most of the challenge so far. It's been a bit difficult over the weekend. We've got another cold snap again, so we've been a little bit more hungry over the weekend, but we've had more of the shortbread biscuits that were in our food hamper. Just one with a cup of tea, and that's just finished things off nicely. I will be looking forward to the end of this challenge because it's a self-imposed challenge. I could, of course, pull the plug at any time. However, I'm not a quitter, and I'm determined to carry on. Today is mostly a day of leftovers and things that we already have. I am going to have some pasta for lunch, I think, with some of that garlic dip. so I'll charge out for that. But I'm going to do for dinner tonight the rest of the lentil shepherd's pie, which isn't a lot. Probably carrots, and probably some more salad, and some homemade chips or potato wedges. In the meantime, I'm going to spend the morning catching up on some household jobs. There's things that I really need to do. So there won't be much of the vlog this morning, folks. And I'll catch up with you later. It's lunchtime now. I've had a busy morning. I'm going to have some gluten-free pasta. This is Garofalo brand. Prices do vary, quantities vary. Ocado do 500 gram packets for £2.35. Mine's a 400 gram packet. It's on Amazon at £1.62. However, it was around about £1.80. I bought it quite a while ago. I haven't got much left in the pack. I've got almost exactly 100 grams. So that's 45 pence. I may or may not eat it all. What I don't eat, Dan might take tomorrow with his salad. He's got the last of the feta and quinoa salads, or I might have it tomorrow with something. I'm not sure. Or it might get eaten the day after. But anyway, I'm going to do that and then crack on again. I'm feeling a bit stressed and down in the dumps today. I've got quite a few things to do today as well. I feel really stressed. I don't cope well with stress. I end up feeling anxious. I'm going for my piano lesson this afternoon. They'll be alright.
They'll be fine.
I cooked in the last of the beef fat. I'll give you this one. I'm afraid portions are a bit meagre, so I've done a bit of bread and butter. But we've got apples and custard for dessert. And there's some salad.
Lovely.
So hopefully that'll be enough. I've given you more than me. But rations are meagre. Try that.
Chips are lovely.
Have some salad.
Oops, clumsy up.
had some pasta at lunch. Only ate half of it, so I put the rest in the soup.
Oh, lovely. I enjoyed this salad and this soup and everything.
Oh, good.
Did you have a good lesson?
Yeah.
That's good. How was Jake?
He's alright.
How's Minky?
Beautiful.
Oh, did you see her? Did you kiss her nose?
Yes, I did.
Oh, how's his piano?
Alright. Well, we're about halfway through week 3. So where are we at the moment? We didn't really use anything else yesterday from a store cupboard or anything. Today, I spent 45 pence on 100 grams of pasta and I ate half of that. What I've done with the other half is add it to what's left of the soup. So that's not too bad. We have a little leeway, believe it or not. That's incredible what we're managing to do. There will be a couple of fridge items that I'm making an allowance for, so I'm still hopeful that we will have a little bit left over, but I'll also probably take something out of the store cupboard again as well. We haven't been able to get any cheap eggs this week, so all we've had is the half a dozen, and we've got 4 of those left, which isn't too bad. It's better than nothing. So we'll soldier on. I've got a poached apple here. Dan's made the custard. Half milk, half water. We've taken the other milk out of the freezer. That's the last of the milk, it's the Jersey. Hopefully that will last until Thursday evening. We'll be watering it down. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 19. Well, hello and welcome to day 19. Well, it's a Tuesday. I'm trying to take today a little more gently. I'm going to go down to the Emporium shortly. I'm having something slightly different for breakfast. I have 1 medium slice of toast from the free bread. I've spread it with a little organic peanut butter, crunchy butter. That'll keep me going. Nuts I find tend to keep me nice and for longer because they're high in protein. I also have the remaining stewed apple, which I sprinkled with some chia seed. We're doing okay. We've still got a little bit of money, surprisingly more than this time last week. I don't know how that's happened, but I will be charging out for 1 or 2 items out of the fridge as usual. And this week for the cheese we have eaten over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It wasn't a full block when I started this challenge. I would say we've used about 3/4 of the block altogether. We cracked open the new block on New Year's Day when our friends came round for a meal, and there's a little bit still left, so I would say we've used about 3/4 of it, but I'll know when I come to weigh it. But that's about right. And then anything else like butter as usual. I'm going to enjoy my breakfast now. Very delicious it is too. Lovely apple, unsweetened. I don't put sugar in any of my stewed food. As it cools in the pan, it releases its natural sugar. But if it needs any sweetness, I will usually just add a drizzle of raw honey as it cools, and that usually does the trick, but I don't use any processed sugar. I'm back from the Emporium now. I'm also back from Tesco. The little Tesco had loads in the putter bin, but alas, I don't have the funds. However, I was able to find some avocados and peppers. These were reduced to £1.04 and the pepper was 38p. You can see how expensive it had been. So that's £1.42. It means that we have a more varied salad perhaps tomorrow and the rest of the week, which is always nice. Yippee! Still great for salads. Well, my intended gentle day has turned into quite a busy one, but I'm going to go for a rest soon. I am feeling tired. I've got a lovely lunch. I've got some avocado, half of one of those ripe ones I bought today, with more of that garlicky dip, which makes a fantastic mayo, and an egg. It's a garlicky egg mayonnaise dish. Very delia, although maybe not as well presented. The avocado's lovely, nice and ripe. It's not gone brown like a lot of them do. That happens when they're transported over and they're frozen. A lot of supermarkets are guilty of that. This is a good one. I finished it in the end with a bit of my homemade kimchi. Talking of which, the new batch is almost ready. I think one more twist of the lid tonight and then tomorrow evening we can transfer it to the fridge. Dan will test it tomorrow probably. I'm making a carrot curry for dinner tonight. This is a 1940s recipe. I vlogged it recently. It's in my vault and I'll link that at the end of the video so you can go and have a watch. It's super easy, cheap and tastes fabulous. I've also made a celery soup. Some of the celery was definitely getting past its prime, so I've sorted that out and I've kept enough for salads. And a bit of the lettuce was also looking sorry for itself, and that is going in the celery soup just to finish it off. So it's been very busy today. I think I deserve a rest. So I'm going to enjoy my lovely healthy lunch. Well, minus the garlic dip. and have a rest, and I'll see you all later. I just did 100 grams of plain basmati rice. The trouble is when you do the absorption method, if you don't have a non-stick pan, you always get bits that stick to it. But anyway, we've got most of it. That'll be okay. And I've done us a slice of fried bread as well, just because I could have done garlic bread, but I'd lost the will to live. So which one would you like, Dan? I think they're both much the same, that one. This is a super easy recipe. You must try it. It's in my vault, as I mentioned earlier. We're getting low on rations now, folks. It's just like being in the 1940s. Well, you know, if there's any war or anything, we have to be able to emergency prep. So we're having good practice here, aren't we? Although fingers crossed there won't be any war, but you just never know what's going to happen next at the moment in the world. There you have the bigger size, babe. I'll have this one. I'll bring yours over to the table and you can give that a go. See what you think of that. Might not be exactly the same as the last one we did.
Quote a famous food reviewer, let's give it a go. Really nice.
Do you like the curry sauce?
It's just like chip shop curry.
Is it
Gorgeous.
the same as the last one I did or slightly different?
Very much the same.
It's so easy to do as well.
Really nice.
It's cheap, cheap. Wow, my legs are aching now. Yes, it is. It's very similar to the last one. I put a little bit of chutney in as well, like I did last time. Gives it that little bit of sweetness. It elevates the humble carrot to a new level. And I've got some nice fluffiness on the rice as well. So we've had a successful day 19, all in all. It's been a busier one than I would have liked. I was hoping to take things a bit more gently. However, we've not done too bad. The rice cost us 18 pence. I've got a piece of pork pie out of the freezer for Dan. After Christmas, we got a large pork pie for 38 pence from Iceland, and we cut it into 4 pieces. That's about 10 pence. Just slightly under, but I've rounded it up. I need to incorporate most of that block of cheese, like I mentioned earlier, and also whatever butter we've used, although we haven't used that much butter this week. So we might be able to have some baked beans or something like that, but the pennies are now very tight. But we've done quite well, all in all. And roll on day 20 and let's see what that brings. Well, welcome to day 20, and we're getting down to frugal means now, folks. However, today I'm going to make my brother his main birthday present, which is one of my famous chocolate cakes. I bought the ingredients with separate money because it is a gift. I'm sure that he and his family will really enjoy it. They always do. They all get chocolate cakes for birthdays, Christmas, Easter, sometimes anniversary. When somebody has all they need and they like food and they like chocolate, as we all do in our family, then chocolate cake is a given. So that's what I'll be doing today. Dan's gone to work, he's taken a mixture of the last of his soupy, stewy, big soup thingy, and he's mixed it with some other new celery soup. I'm going to have celery soup probably for my lunch today. He's also got his salad that I made him with a piece of the pork pie. I always weigh the eggs. Then whatever the weight is, I use the same quantity of butter or flour, caster sugar, and then flour. I will use probably 200 of that and 57 grams of cocoa powder and half a teaspoon of baking powder. The shot of espresso is the secret ingredient. Divide equally between tins. Spatula works well for the last bits. This is really important, especially if, like me, using gluten-free flour. When you bake in an oven at 180 Celsius for about 20-25 minutes. Remember, oven temperatures vary. I'm doing mine in the microwave conventional oven and it takes about 27 or 28. It's a fairly slow oven. I've been out to the garden centre. I've made the cake, we just have to ice it, which will probably be tomorrow. I never use an electric whisk, I do it all by hand. I've got elbow grease, got very strong upper body strength, which I need because, of course, I've got a back problem. I'm very good at hauling myself up out of the bath, for example. You need good body strength when you've got a physical disability. A lot of people in wheelchairs have good upper body strength. Unfortunately, my mum had neither. But there you go. Here is a roll. I've got salad in there. It's quite refreshing. And I have some of my homemade soup in my Star Wars mug. It's celery soup, though I've chopped a little bit of lettuce in there as well. It's a thinner soup, so it's easy to drink from a mug. I've had a busy morning again. I tend to wear my back support brace when I'm on my feet quite a lot. Cooking, I find it's helping a lot. It should help to get me back in alignment. or at least to keep me there. And I've got good posture, but it's this lower back I'm trying to strengthen and get back in alignment a bit more, which is difficult when you've got a twisted spine, but there you go. Anyway, the soup is lovely, really delicious. There's loads of it. We're having a very simple supper tonight. Bubble and squeak, and one or two other bits and bobs. We're getting a bit thin on the ground where supplies are, folks. But we have enough to eat, just about. I have a faster metabolism than Dan, and it's been a bit tough this week for me. I've just about managed to go to bed with a satisfied belly. So tasty. Dan's back from the food bank. He got some free bread, a lovely loaf, an uncut one. We had it the other week, the same type, that was free. And these bananas were free because they're a little on the right side. I'm making supper. I've got the bubble going. I've got a can here of Farm Foods baked beans. Now, there was 3 for £1, so that's 33p. So I'm going to charge this out at 17 pence because we're having half a can. We're also going to have an egg each, and we'll share a free bread roll. I'll give Dan the big bit because I had a salad roll at lunchtime. Rather too much bread for me, but the main thing is to have enough food to eat, so beggars can't be choosers. We've got one more day of week 3. We've done okay. I'm finding the meal times a little tedious. There's a lot of prep, too much prep for me anyway, and too much bread. I'm used to a lot more protein in my diet, things like salmon and other fish, which I haven't been able to enjoy. Not long now, and then I'll be able to go back to healthier meals. I've tried to make the meals as healthy as possible, but they're nowhere near what I usually enjoy. However, Dan seems happy with everything, which is the main thing, so we soldier on. I could of course pull the plug at any time, but to be honest, I'm not a quitter, and neither is Dan. We might as well just see it through. Mine broke again. The shells are quite thin. I've said this before, I don't know what they're feeding the chickens. Oh, look at that. Same side up. Meagre rations, darling. But at least you've got some bread.
Yeah.
At least we've got some free bananas for afters. So there you go, darling. Give that a go. Let me know what you think.
Lovely. Lovely.
Is your bubble all right?
Bubble's lovely. Bubble's fine.
And your egg?
Try the eggy. Perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Humble food, but at least I've got an egg. I do like my high protein diet. There's been a bit too many carbs for me, but as I've said already, it is what it is, and we've only got about 10 days left. And we can manage that. And we've got a free banana for dessert. So I'm going to finish my supper now with Dan. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 21. So night and see you tomorrow. Darling, get this down here. Meagre offerings today, but hopefully it'll be tasty.
It looks lovely. Let's give it a go. Let's try this. Fingers. Really nice.
You like that?
Yeah.
So we've got one slice of eggy bread, and then we've got one slice of fried bread with the remnants of the egg and milk mixture, because we only had the one egg. This is like living in the Second World War. Well, welcome to day 21. As you've just heard, we have Meagre rations right now. We're going to the Cozy Cat Cafe to cuddle kitties. You get a free standard drink. And we've got like a massive pan of soup. Dan's out later. He's got to work. So I've got my dinner in on my own tonight. I'll see what I can cobble together. The eggs and the milk ration arrived this morning, but I won't be starting that until tomorrow. So we'll catch you later. Dan's out tonight. I've got 2 corn sausages left, so I'm going to have a sausage sandwich in a while with some onions. We were in Herne Bay today at the Cozy Cat Cafe, which is closing at the end of January, sadly, after 7.5 years. All the beautiful cats have got new homes. They just need the routine health checks. Very few people realise the huge cost of running a cat cafe. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that most people don't see. I mean, the council charge a fortune to even take away the cat litter. It's classed as commercial. But really the cat cafe is a charity type business. And I think it's awful that these businesses and other small businesses are charged such a lot, not just by greedy landlords, but the councils. And let's face it, council tax doesn't necessarily get spent on the right things, but I'll just park that there. Anyway, for £8.50, we got an hour's petting time as usual and a free standard drink. And Dan did treat us to a little bit of lunch as well. And we felt we deserved it. That lunch hasn't come out of our budget. It's been a hard 3 weeks. We've only got about 9 or 10 days to go. Anyway, Dan's out this evening. He's not going to be back till later. So there's just myself to feed. This soup he can have when he gets back if that's what he wants. I'm going to have some soup with my sandwich, but first of all I'm going to prep his salad for tomorrow. He'll have celery soup, and to go with that there's 1 piece of the pork pie left, which I've defrosted for him. And we know I've charged that out at 10p. The 2 corn sausages are 33p. Got a bit of onion left. I'm going to chop that up because it's always nice to have a bit of fried onion with a sausage sandwich. And I also love mustard and tomato ketchup. I'm probably going to have a bit of salad garnish as well. And I'll probably have a cup of soup as well. It's cold weather, I'm feeling peckish. Doesn't that look young? Well, I know I haven't filmed much today. I'm getting video fatigue, I think, folks. Anyway, this sandwich looks awfully good. It's very nice. The mustard and the kimchi just finish it. It's a good combination with the fried onions. And a little bit of sweetness from the ketchup. Delicious. So I hope you will join me for day 22 and the start of week 4 tomorrow. And we shall do our reckonings as usual and see how much money we have to spend during the 4th week. I'm going to finish my supper up now, and then I'm going to spend some time with Merlin. So bye for now.